Give me just a few minutes and I'll turn you into the football player your mom already brags about. All you gotta do is stay disciplined for one YouTube video and it can change the trajectory of your life and your football career. Just one video. Can you do it? Can you challenge yourself to watch one video that'll change your life? Now you can click off this video and continue scrolling on your phone, on TikTok, on YouTube Shorts, on Instagram Reels. You can do that and let other people get ahead of you in football, or you can learn how to become a better football player right now, so whenever this next season comes up, you can dominate. It's your call. In this video, I'm gonna teach you how you can take over your mind, how you can control your mind, and how you can use it to your advantage, because we can do all the work in the world. We can have the best structured workout in the world, have the best nutrition in the world. But if we have doubt and if we have challenging and limiting beliefs, then it's all that training and stuff, all of that's not gonna help. This is the most important thing, okay? In this video, I'm just gonna be teaching you how you can stop caring so much, and how you can care the right way, and how you can find like a little balance in between, and how you can use the power of your subconscious mind and really just your mind in general. I'm gonna show you how you can use that and how you can apply it to football. And so I want to tell you the stories and the things that I went through to shift my perspective and to shift my mindset, and to want to go out and seek the knowledge and see how I'm supposed to think if I want to be a high performer in football. The one story that comes to mind is I had a scrimmage at the beginning of the season at like 10-11 a.m. with my high school team. And later that day, my parents got tickets to go to the Texans game. And so whenever I had that scrimmage, I wasn't getting the ball. The quarterback wasn't really throwing to me. But then one play, I'm wide open on this route, and the QB throws it to me. And I was running, and then I jogged a little bit. And if you play receiver, if you're running and then you slow your gait down, then the quarterback is throwing it to you like you're gonna still run, and then he just overthrows you because you started jogging. That's exactly what happened. And so I had to start running again when he threw me the ball. And I tried to reach my hand out, and I dropped the ball. And I heard the varsity players laughing. I heard the coach yelling at me. He's like, "Why you need to catch that?" And I'm just pissed, because I want to blame, I'm not that mentally strong at this point. So I want to blame the quarterback for overthrowing me, but like, I know it's my fault because I slowed down. And so I'm just mad. And then just that one play, my one target, I didn't make the most of it. And so I mentioned I had to go to a Texans game later. That whole rest of the day, I was so mad just because of that scrimmage, that one play. The whole rest of the day, me and my family, we took pictures at the game, and you can see in my face in the picture that I'm just not having it. I'm not happy. And I was still mad at the thing that happened 8 hours earlier in the day. And I didn't realize that like I had a problem with caring too much until the very next season, where I put in so much work. And because I knew I was going to play on varsity, I put in so much work, but I didn't believe in myself. I felt like I didn't belong. And so although I put in a whole bunch of work, reality showed me that I didn't belong, and that I wasn't worthy of being a star player. I was a starter on varsity, but I wasn't worthy of being the dude that they're throwing to every single drive. And so after that season, I started to realize that I cared too much. I was caring too much, and I let football control the rest of my life. And so that brings me into what I'm gonna be talking about today, and that's how to take over your mind, how to take control of your thinking, how to take control of really your life. So the first thing we got to understand is that you create results, not your friends putting you in a certain situation, not your family putting you in a certain situation, not your brother, not your sister doing something to you. You create your reality. This might go over a lot of y'all's heads, because whenever I was y'all's age, I didn't understand any of this at all. So I'm gonna break it down as simple as I possibly can. You got a conscious mind, you got a subconscious mind. Conscious mind is is the mind you think of. The subconscious mind is like your instincts, your muscle memory, and it never turns off. Like when you go to sleep, your conscious mind turns off, but your subconscious mind never turns off, okay? It knows everything you've ever done. Your conscious mind doesn't, okay? Conscious mind forgets, but your subconscious mind knows everything that's ever happened to you and everything that you say. And so everything that you say to yourself, like say, I am bad at football. If you say I am bad at football, your subconscious mind accepts it, okay? If you say I am good at football, your subconscious mind accepts it. So the thing with your conscious mind is that you got to accept the right and wrong things. So when somebody says you're slow, you can't let yourself think, oh, I'm slow, because then your subconscious is going to think you're slow, and your subconscious finds a way to prove you right. It finds ways to prove you right, okay? And so whatever thoughts that you give emotion, repetition, and simplicity to, that will happen more and more in your life, okay? So if you're constantly saying, oh, I had a bad practice, oh, I sucked, oh, I can't catch the football, well, you're just gonna continue dropping footballs, you're gonna continue messing up, you're gonna continue being a bad football player, okay? So that's why in some of these videos, when I say you gotta talk to yourself as your desired self, this is what I mean. And other people that don't know the power of your mind, they think it's delusional. I think it's the necessary way of thinking, okay? So if you fumble, say, okay, I'm a good ball carrier, I know what to do. If you drop the pass, say, I'm a good receiver, I can catch the ball. Whatever thoughts that you give emotion, repetition, and simplicity to, that's what's gonna continue on happening in your life. And there's other people that explain this better than me, but because I'm not an expert at this, but I've been trying to learn this for the past year. You can learn about the law of attraction, the law of assumption, the law of detachment. You can learn all that on YouTube, but this is kind of like a simple way of me teaching y'all how it works. And then the next thing you gotta realize is that you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So say things as in a present tense, say, okay, the next football I will catch, okay? Just say, I catch every single football. I catch every single football. I run a 4.440. Not I will run a 4.440. I do run a 4.440. I'll run a 4.440. You got to say that. You got to say that in your mind. You got to let it be true and let your imagination run free. And you don't got to tell other people this, but you got to convince yourself that it is. This perspective on talking yourself, on thoughts, on the way you think, it might be super foreign to you, but all the people that consider themselves successful have thought this way about themselves. They've always thought about them being successful and thought about how they can improve, and they've always talked to themselves in a similar manner, whether they knew it or not. So now that you know how to restructure your thinking, how to think the right way, I guess you could say, now we got to ask ourselves, how can we apply this to our life, and how can we apply this to football? I have a video kind of talking about this. It's kind of similar to this, actually. It's one of my first videos, and I'm gonna link it right here. It's about like writing goals down and stuff, but I wanted to go more in depth into certain things in this video. If you truly want to change your life and you truly want to change your results on the football field, you would write what I'm about to say down, okay? So get a notebook, write in the notes in your phone, whatever. Get something so you can write this down, okay? But number one, get very clear on who you want to be as a football player, whatever position you play. You play DB, think of your favorite player. How does your favorite player carry himself on the field and off the field? Is he super composed? Is he a trash talker? Is he super confident? What is he like? Bring in other elements of that. What do you want to be as a person outside of football? Do you want to be known as the funny dude, as a quiet dude? Do you want to be known as the dude with the best outfits? You can do this off the field and do it on the field. Do you want to be the fastest dude on the field? Do you want to be a strong corner? Do you want to be a lengthy corner? Is there a certain technique you want to master? Do you want to be the person that is known for going through adversity, that is known for putting himself through hard times so he can be more disciplined and more consistent? The man that wakes up at a certain time every single day. Do you want to be known as that person? Do you want to be known as the person that goes hard every single workout, that shows up and shows out, and that's a good, genuine human being? Do you want to be known as that person? Get very clear on who you want to be. You can also write down the things you want outside of football, like, is there a certain house? Is there a certain car? Okay. Is there a certain way you want your girlfriend to look? Okay. So whatever, anything it is, be very clear on who your ideal self-image is and who you picture yourself to be when you think of the word successful. Now that you got all that down, now here's number two. The second thing I want you to write down is you being brutally honest about why you aren't that player right now. So if you said you wanted to run a 4.440, what is the reason why you aren't running a 4.440? If you want a certain amount of touchdowns this year, what is the reason why? And it doesn't have to be like everything is in your control. It could be things that like, okay, you're not old enough. Like if you wrote down you want to be an NFL player and you're like 14 years old, well, obviously you're not old enough. So write that down, okay? You can't really control that, but I just want you to be brutally honest of every aspect that's where you aren't where you want to be, okay? It can be you don't know what to do, or you're not consistent enough. And if you don't know what to do to get to who you want to be, I have a course teaching you a lot of things that you can learn, from training the right way, eating the right way, from more in depth on how to reprogram your mind. If you're a receiver, you can learn how to be unguardable. All of that is in this community right here, and you can get access to me. You can ask me any question you want, okay? But getting back to the video, now that you've been brutally honest about why you aren't that player that you want to be, now I want you to write down the beliefs that you have about yourself in this present moment about who you are as a player. It can be positive thoughts, it can be negative thoughts, it can be limiting thoughts, whatever it is. Write down the thoughts that you have about yourself as a player. Are you one that's fast, and are you shifty, but you also fold under pressure? Are you somebody that drops the ball when you're under pressure, that can't catch the ball contested? Whatever thoughts and beliefs you have about yourself, that you're not good enough, you're not tall enough, whatever it is, write those down. And now I want you to write down the person that you got very clear on who you want to be. What does he think like throughout the day? How does he think about himself as a football player, as a person? How does he think about himself throughout the day? Whether it's football, whether you play other sports, whatever it is, how does he think about himself and life in general? Now, section number 5. Remember what I said about you don't attract what you want, but you attract what you are? That all starts from your thoughts. Whatever you are, you attract more of it. So what this means is I want you to completely get rid of section number 3. The section where you wrote down all your limiting beliefs, all of that. Everything that you wrote down in section number 3, I want you to get rid of all of that. Cross it out. I don't want you to erase it, but just cross it out. Cross it out. And now that you got rid of all the beliefs you have of yourself right now I want you to go back to section number 4 and whatever you wrote down for section number 4 about your ideal self-image, about who you want to be as a person and as a football player, and how that person thinks. I want you to make whatever you wrote down in that section very simple, and I want you to repeat it every single day, 3 times a day. Remember what I said: emotion, repetition, simplicity. So whenever you say these things, and I want you to say these things in the morning, afternoon, and evening. And whenever you say these things, feel the emotion of it actually happening, of you actually being that football player. Feel that. Feel what it feels like to be your ideal self-image, okay? And I want you to repeat it every single day, morning, afternoon, evening, every single day. I want you to repeat it until it happens, okay? I want you to repeat it, and I want you to say it in a present tense. I want you to say it as if you already have those things that you wrote down, that you already have those traits, that you already are that person. Treat yourself and treat others like you are that person. And if you do this, I guarantee that life will start folding the way that you want it to fold. You're basically giving life the blueprints, and your life is gonna slowly build and build and build, and it's gonna mold into those blueprints that you give it, okay? But you gotta be consistent. You gotta really believe this works, because if you don't believe it works, it's not gonna work. Power of your mind, what you believe goes. Subconscious accepts everything, okay? And now I wanna give you some bonus tips. This was about a football video, and I kinda touched on things outside of football, but I want you to use this for the rest of your life. I want you to use this knowledge, and I want you to use this to get ahead of the rest of your life. And you're not gonna see progress in a day. You're not gonna see progress in a week. You just gotta be in the present moment, and you gotta believe that you are that person. Okay, so use this for the rest of your life, whether it's football or not, to get whatever you want. Don't wait on these things to become true, because they already are true, okay? Do your best to believe that it's already here. You already are that person, okay? Because that's how it works. That's how the quantum fields, and there's different universes where you are this person, okay? And the last bonus tip I want to give you is the powerful thing about being present in the moment is that whenever you are present, whenever you are in a flow state, whenever you're just flowing, you're just going with the flow of life, and you already set your intention on what you want out of life. Whenever you do that, it's like you're a magnet to attract everything you've always wanted. It's a magnet, okay? So be in a flow, and you become a magnet of the things that you constantly tell yourself. Whenever you're going with the flow of life, you're not caring too much about football. You're not letting it get the best of you. You're not letting it make you mad for the rest of the day. You're just in the present moment, okay? Now that we're using our mind to our advantage, now we can get super athletic without going so hard. And so if you want to learn more about that, here's this video right here.